First, you need some paper. Inch and a quarter, and cut it into strips, inch and a quarter strips. Now take a 9/16 bolt and wrap your paper around the bolt. The wrapped paper, and then take the roll of electrical tape, one wrap nice and flat. Now the paper and the tape needs to slide freely on the 9/16 bolts. I like to tape the washers as well. Then put your other washers to fill up the space and the nut. What you've made is a little paper tube. And this will slide over your ferrite E-core. Make sure it's a nice even fit, and that's where you wrap. You put that back on the bolt, and you wrap your wire around that. Now find something to hook some wire to. This is 18 gauge spool of wire, and this is our hook. Hook the wire onto the hook and string out approximately 12 foot times 2. Now when you unravel the wire, you got little bends and crooks in the wire. Now in order to straighten that, you need to pull it tight. Put your thumb in between your fingers and then pull it. Then you get a pretty straight wire. A minimum of 12 feet, 15 foot would be best. This is 18 gauge wire. Now you've got 2 wires on the hook. I put my finger in between and come back. This separates them nice and even, and there's our start. So the wires going to the hook are spaced apart, not twisted. Then you want our little winding device. This is the distance on the E-core set. I put tape around the washers. It keeps the wire from scraping the coating off the wire. You can measure this and adjust it, tighten it or loosen it for a wider gap on your winding. This is a 4-inch bolt, so you get a good grip on it. You want to get the wire started on the bolt head, and then bend this over so that it doesn't slip. Then you start going this direction to the left here. The reason we have it on the hook on the wall is so you can pull it tight and you get the bifiller wire started like this, and then you can just rotate this and you use your hand to guide the wire tight. You want it right here. Got it? Then you can wind the wire really tight and you just count the winds. There's 2 winds, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's 13 winds. Now for the tape. Now I take the electrical tape, I hold the wire tight so that it doesn't come unwound, and get your tape going in the same direction. Wrap the tape tightly. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to keep this flat, you need to wrap this tape, and then you'll have to cut this tape shorter so that it doesn't overlap here. If it overlaps, you'll get a hump in the middle. Now what I do is I take a piece of tape about the right length, and then I cut this, take scissors and I cut this much off. This is what you end up with, a nice flat layer of tape. Again, you don't want to overlap it, then you get a hump. You want to do this for 4 layers. This is the first layer. The bifiller wound inductor, 18 gauge wire. First layer, we got 13 coils. Now we're going to try to get 12 coils at least on each layer. This was 13. The next one should be 12, 13, 11. And here is the end of the second row. 13 coils again, 4 rolls, 4 loops of tape, nice and flat. And here is row 3, another 13 coils, nice and flat. Row 3. And the 4th row of coils, another 13 turns. Bifiller wound, 18 gauge. And that's the final wind, 4 rows of 18 gauge. I got 13 turns per layer. 15 foot of wire. That's how much wire is left, about 18 inches, maybe 2 foot. And each layer, I put 4 layers of black tape on it. Now time to take it off the bolt, check it out, see if it fits. Now after you wound your almost bobbin, you gotta take the bolt off, take the nut off the bolt, and then slide it off. You should be able to twist it just a little bit and pull it off. Now you just give it a little twist and pull it off the bolt. Then the paper that you put on the bolt slides it off. Then it should fit right on your E-core. Perfect. And the E-core is, I think, 5.520. And this is 9/16, which is bigger. So, it's hard to do in the camera. And it will slide. It will slide right over. One Stanley Meyer replication. We ended up, it was said that Stan had 14 turns per row. With this dimension of wire, we got 13 turns per row. If you want 14, it can't be 18 gauge wire. We started with 15 foot, 2 pieces of 15 foot, 18 gauge wire, some tape, and some paper. And it's pretty close to filling the bobbin, filling the E-core. Now one thing, if you look at the pictures of the Meyer estate, the E-core did not fit together exactly. We want a small gap, I think, in the E-cores. How do we do that? A little masking tape. What I do is I put a little masking tape on the E-core, push it down really well. Don't fold it over, just push it down so it adheres to the E-core. And then take a razor knife and trim it off all the way around. Both sides, both E-core halves. Then, when you put it together, You can have a gap, any size gap that you want. Masking tape.